Let's talk about why a public apology is important and why we need to stop being so comfortable with publicly embarrassing or lying on someone and then not coming back with a public apology to rectify it. Okay. I was talking to one of my clients and we were talking about how someone said something rather embarrassing, putting them on the spot where my client felt embarrassed about what was said or about how the person addressed the situation in front of the team. And that person just went about their business like nothing happened. And when I heard about it, I thought to myself, well, that was pretty messed up. That was pretty weak. First off, it's not always great to correct them in public. If you do, you need to be very careful about how you do it. You need to be respectful, but embarrassing somebody, lying on someone, even if the person that is the topic isn't there, if you're telling lies about somebody, if you're making it look like that they're this, but it's really that, whatever you do that is false information spread, or that is disrespectful, or that is misinformation, meaning or missing information, I think that you should, that public apology to rectify that situation should be as important as it was for you to bring whatever that problem was that embarrassed that person publicly. All right. And I want to talk about why this is important because in this situation with my client, the person wanted to give a private apology after they had done and said something publicly. And I said, no, you need to demand, not ask for, but inform them that what your expectations would be to fix this would make it just as public is what they did. And I'm going to tell you why I gave that information. I think that a secret apology is kind of weak. When you wrong someone publicly, and again, maybe you're lying, mistruth, shaming, however it is, how are you going to recover that relationship? Because those words that you said, they caused harm. So that harm that you caused, it doesn't stop just because you stopped talking and decide to go about your business and you fixed it with them. So don't worry about everybody else. No, it lingers, it spreads. And then it leaves the person that you wronged in a position of where they have to carry the weight of the impact of your actions. So now, let's be real about this. When you choose to apologize in secret for a harm that was public, what are you really doing? You're protecting yourself. You're saying, I want to fix this, but only in a way that doesn't expose me. And while you go back to your life, comfortable in the knowledge that you've apologized and you're done with it, the person that you hurt is left to fend off the consequences of your actions. It's poor character. Secret apologies are a weak man's strategy for self-preservation. I know. It's like, wow. Let me say that again, because I totally want you to hear this. Secret apologies are a weak man's strategy for self-preservation. They say, I care more about my reputation than making you whole in this space. They leave the person you wronged exposed to public scrutiny, to backlash, to whispers, to stares, while you remain safely hidden. And that's not accountability. When you wrong someone publicly, you owe them more than a private apology. You owe them your voice. You owe them your acknowledgement, and not just to them, but to everyone who witnessed that harm, everyone who heard about it, everyone that was there, everyone you said it to. Because without that, they're suffering, the person that you offended, it doesn't end. It continues. Public harm demands public healing because it restores balance. It shields the person you hurt from bearing the consequences alone. And it says, I take full responsibility, not just for what I did, but for the ripple effects of my actions. That's what strength looks like. That's what accountability looks like. So if you've wronged someone publicly, don't just make it right in secret. Don't let your apology protect you while leaving them vulnerable. I want you to stand in the same light where you caused the harm and own it fully. It's courage, it's integrity, and it's the only way to truly rebuild trust. Apologizing in secret may save your comfort, but it costs the other person their peace. Don't let them suffer alone for what you caused. Step into the light, be the shield that they deserve, because healing isn't just about words. It's about actions, and action demands courage. Let me tell you something. I've not only believed, but modeled with every team I've led. Public offenses require public correction, and let me be clear, it's not about shaming or embarrassing anyone. It's about accountability. It's about the correcting of behaviors that harm the team and rebuild the trust that keeps us all moving forward. Right? Now, I'll be honest. My teams didn't always appreciate it. Some were appalled. Why? Because in many workplaces, toxic behaviors become the norm. They're so normal, they're so ingrained that they're rarely called out. They spread like a virus, just unchecked and unchallenged. And ooh, it irritates me. When someone steps in to stop it, it shakes up the status quo. It feels uncomfortable. It feels unfamiliar. But you know what? That discomfort is where the change begins, is where we can start correcting this toxicity. So when we publicly correct toxic behaviors, we send a clear message. This is not how we work here. It teaches accountability. It demands respect. And most importantly, it shows everyone watching that we take these issues seriously. Over time, it sets a new standard, one built on trust, respect, and understanding. Now, at first, people push back. They resist because it's different. It's uncomfortable to see toxic behaviors addressed openly when they've been ignored for so long. When you hold firm, when you model consistency and fairness, it stops being shocking. It becomes the norm. And the norm shifts from toxicity to respect, from division to understanding. So when public accountability becomes the way we work, you see fewer offenses. You see more conversations, real conversations, where people listen, learn, and grow. You see compassion and consideration become the foundation of your culture. And slowly but surely, trust is rebuilt. Respect is restored. And your team isn't just working together, they're thriving together. It's about shifting the culture, because when people see that accountability is fair, consistent, and rooted in respect, they stop fearing it. They start embracing it. And the way we work together, it's transformed. It's about creating a culture where we talk, we understand, and we correct with compassion. It might not be easy at first, and it might shake up the norm, but keep at it. And I promise you, it will become the way you work. The results and the way your team thrives and works together and trust is built, the results are worth everything. Think about it. The magic happens in between the sessions. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. See you.